What's up, everyone? It's Dr. Khan. Welcome to the Ask Dr. Khan show. This is the 82nd episode, and this is Monday, November 20th. Oh my gosh, it's Thanksgiving. It's coming up in 4 days. I'm so excited because I'm very thankful for this year, for all of you who have been following the Ask Dr. Khan show, and hopefully I'm delivering that value to you and helping you to solve your health puzzles and help you to get well and stay well. Again, my practice in Gilbert help people really all over the country through virtual and Skype consultations to help people change their lifestyle and change their nutrition so that the body can heal itself. We help people with chronic Hashimoto's, autoimmune disease, leaky gut, food sensitivity, hormonal imbalances, adrenal fatigue, chronic fatigue syndrome, brain fog, post-concussion issues. We help people with chronic health problems get their life back by identifying the root cause and by helping them navigate through a roadmap that helps the body get better. So I'm so excited. Today, we're going to talk about a topic that's really one of the main things that we fix in our practice. And what happens, there's a lot of misconception about this particular condition because this condition is not really a disease. It's really a state that your body is in that causes massive problems though. It leads to autoimmune disease. It leads to chronic inflammation. It leads to multiple food sensitivity and even chemical sensitivities. It leads to brain fog. This condition I'm talking about is called leaky gut syndrome. Leaky gut is a chronic inflammatory condition of the gut lining, the intestinal lining, causing malabsorption and chronic inflammation. Again, leaky gut syndrome is not a medically diagnosable disease because it's a state that your body's in. Kind of like if you're pissed off, is there a condition to diagnose you're pissed off disease? It's not a disease, you're just pissed off, right? So leaky gut is a state that your body's in. It's not a condition or disease. Therefore, it's not a medically diagnosed disease. There's no medication for it, and that's why your doctors don't talk about it. Because remember, medicine, Western medicine as we know it, by default, there are two treatments. What's the two treatment for medicine? Drugs and surgery, right? Medicine is drugs and surgery, and that's all good because there's a time and place for drugs and surgery. But when there's something that cannot be fixed by drugs and surgery, then they say it doesn't exist or they don't care. There's no emphasis on it whatsoever. In fact, most medical doctors don't even know what that is because they don't read the scientific journals that report on leaky gut. They only read scientific journals that report on drugs and surgery because that's their specialty. And rightfully so, that's okay. You just got to work with other people like myself who are experts in helping you with leaky gut. Because this is a real condition that manifests in real diseases such as autoimmune disease, Hashimoto's, thyroid problem, food sensitivities. So we want to be able to have knowledge in it and be able to fix it. Okay, so today we're going to talk about the causes, the mechanisms for why you may develop leaky gut. Okay, and it's not what you think because most people think like, oh, leaky gut is because I eat bad. Certainly, diet has a huge to-do with causing leaky gut. But there are other causes. Did you know there are causes other than diet that can cause leaky gut as well? And if you didn't know that, then you would know to keep an eye on it, be aware of these other causes, and take proactive steps to either prevent them from happening or to even seek the right help with professionals like myself that specialize in looking at these other causes and help you to clear them out of your system. So let's talk about the causes of leaky gut. Okay? So we have the causes of, okay? And there are many different categories of causes. In fact, there are 7 categories. 7 categories or causes of leaky gut. So let's start with the first one. First one is obviously diet. So that's what you eat. One of the main things that can cause leaky gut is gluten. Gluten is a protein found in wheat, rye, barley, or oats, and gluten is known to attach itself to the tight junction proteins and cause an antibody response, meaning it leads to autoimmune to your own intestine, basically. gluten leads to an autoimmune response to your own intestinal tissue, causing damage, causing leaky gut. And that's why gluten is also the food that causes autoimmune celiac disease, which is basically the same thing. Okay? So gluten can definitely cause leaky gut. Another one is casein. Casein is cow's milk protein. It's protein found in cow's milk. So this will be cow's milk, right? So you have milk, you have yogurt, you have cheese, you have even whey protein, you have butter, cream, things like that. So these two foods are very commonly associated with leaky gut. Now people may say, well, milk does the body good, right? Well, right, it does the body good because the Dairy Council says it is. But does it really do a body good? I'm going to submit to you that milk, the way it's processed in America, the homogenized, pasteurized milk, is full of hormones and antibiotics, not to mention the pasteurization and homogenization process basically destroys all the nutrient that makes milk good is no longer in milk anymore. So you have this food that basically is very inflammatory. So this can cause leaky gut as well. Another one is basically anything that's a processed food. Okay? So if you eat processed food, it's going to contain chemicals and preservatives and artificial ingredients that can also damage your gut lining. Remember, your gut lining is not made of duct tape, okay? Your gut lining is actual living tissue. It's like the inside of your mouth, right? The inside of your mouth is called the mucosa, and that mucosa is sensitive, right? And so if you put chemicals into your mucosa, then you're going to damage that mucosa. That's really simple as that. If you don't understand that, please get that. You can damage your gut by what you eat. You can also heal your gut with what you eat. Excess sugar, if you eat too much sugar, that can also cause leaky gut. Fast food, kind of the same idea as processed food, is full of these fake, artificial, bad fats like trans fats and chemicals that cause the food to be on the shelf for long periods of time, can also cause leaky gut. Last but not least, alcohol is known to cause leaky gut. So people's like, don't touch my alcohol, man. That's my drink. Don't touch my beer, my drink. Unfortunately, alcohol can also cause leaky gut as well. So these are the things that you may need to eliminate from your diet, at least for a period of time, so that your body can heal, and then maybe we can reintroduce some of these things or eat them very infrequently. But really, eating healthy is a lifestyle. It's not like, okay, I'm going to eat good for a week so I can feel better and I'm going to go back to eating junk. Well, that's not a lifestyle. That's not sustainable. You're not going to get results that way. You have to start rethinking about what you're eating. Do you want to be healthy or do you not? Just make a decision. If you say you want to be healthy, then make a decision to do what it takes to be healthy. Don't be wishy-washy. Just do what you need to do. If you don't want to be healthy, just say so. But then don't complain when you're not feeling well. But sorry, I'm just really blunt like that because I'm tired of people not getting what they want, not getting the goal, not living the life to the fullest because of this mindset of, because the doctor don't tell you what's hurting you. They say, just eat what you want. When you get sick, I got a drug for you. That's not how it works, okay? Next category is medications. Medications can also cause leaky gut. Things like corticosteroid. Your steroid medications can cause leaky gut. So if you take prednisone, things like that, that can cause leaky gut. Antibiotics can definitely cause leaky gut. So if you're, even a round of antibiotic or a couple of rounds of antibiotics is enough to start to cause leaky gut. It doesn't take much. Okay? Antacid medication is notorious for causing leaky gut. And then you have xenobiotic. I guess these are not medications, but these are environmental chemicals. These are chemicals in our environment that mimic our body chemistry, that can throw off your body chemistry. Things like BPA, plastic, pesticides, these are things that can also cause leaky gut as well. Another category is infections. I'm going to run out of room here. Infections can also cause leaky gut. So we have infections of the GI system, gastrointestinal system. So H. pylori, for example. can cause leaky gut. H. pylori is a bacteria that infests the upper GI tract that can lead to ulcers. In fact, the number one cause of ulcers is H. pylori infection. If you ever have, ulcer, gas, burning, reflux, heartburn, these are symptoms that you need to rule out H. pylori as a possible cause of those symptoms, reflux and heartburn. Another infection is SIBO. That stands for small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. Small intestinal bacteria can also lead to leaky gut. And then you have candida or yeast overgrowth. Okay? Yeast or candida overgrowth can also lead to problems, and that's a very common problem because when you have imbalance between the good and the bad bacteria, what happens is the yeast will start to overgrow. Remember, yeast is a commensal organism. It's normally present in your GI tract in small amount. However, if your immune system is not balanced or off kilter, then the yeast can start to overgrow. That's why they don't say yeast infection. They say yeast overgrowth because they're normally growing there anyways, but they overgrow too much because things are out of balance. Okay, so when you have yeast, you want to seek to rebalance. You don't just want to kill the yeast. In fact, you can't. What you want to do is you want to balance the good versus the bad bacteria in your gut. Another one would be intestinal viruses. Intestinal viruses. So this will be like some stomach flu, right? If you get stomach flu, that can also cause leaky gut. And then your parasites. Parasitic infection is extremely common in the United States. From a conventional medical model, they think that parasites are infrequent or rare in the United States. They think parasites only happens in third world country when there's poor sanitation. That's absolutely not true. You can have parasites in the United States as well because there can be poor sanitation here too, right? Restaurant worker who have parasitic infections maybe don't wash their hand completely. Parasites can be passed through, uncooked foods. If you have pets, that could be a risk factor for having parasitic infection. It's common to have parasites. I see it all the time in my practice when I help clients overcome chronic digestive issue, chronic autoimmune disease, chronic pain. Parasites are usually involved. You must do the right test. Unfortunately, when you go to your regular doctors, they don't usually test for parasites, or the test they use is insufficient to detect parasite. Another category is stress. Stress can definitely cause leaky gut. See, the topic of today's show is what are some of the other causes that can cause leaky gut besides food? Because it's more than just food. Most people, when they have leaky gut or thyroid problem, autoimmune, they'll go to, okay, I'm going to do paleo. I'm going to cut out gluten. Yeah, changing your diet is really important, but guess what? Changing your diet does not get rid of an infection. Changing your diet does not get rid of toxicity, and changing the diet does not get rid of the fact that if you're taking medication, that medication may have messed you up. So then you have to rebuild the gut. You may have to detox from infection or toxins. Changing the diet may not be enough, folks. You may need more help. That's why I designed a roadmap to help you navigate things like this so you don't miss a very important spot that may be causing your problem. Many of you may have struggled with chronic health condition, chronic fatigue, chronic energy problem, can't lose weight or whatnot. And you feel like, I'm doing everything perfect. Why can't I get there? Because you're missing a spot. You're missing something. And until you get that addressed, you can't get over that hump. And that's why you need help. You need to work with a professional that can take you through this roadmap and identify these things. Okay? Stress. So when you have high cortisol or high epinephrine or norepinephrine, basically this is your adrenaline, these are stress hormones. Stress hormones can also cause leaky gut. Speaking of hormones, obviously hormonal imbalance can also cause leaky gut. Running out of room. Okay, hormones. Hormone imbalance can also cause leaky gut. For example, hypothyroidism. If you have low thyroid, what happens is thyroid hormone controls the metabolism of every single cell in your body. So when you have low thyroid function, your gastric and your intestinal cells cannot regenerate themselves due to low thyroid status. So your metabolism is not running in your intestine, so the intestinal cells do not regenerate, then you can have leaky gut as a consequence of having low thyroid status. Low progesterone and low estrogen and low testosterone can all lead to leaky gut. So this is where hormone imbalance can also lead to leaky gut. That's why it's important to make sure the hormones are working. But when evaluating hormone, remember the past 2 episodes, if you haven't caught it, they're episodes on hormone. Why hormone imbalance developed in the first place. Scroll back to the Facebook timeline to watch the last 2 episodes, or you can catch the previous episodes at AskDrCon.com. That's AskDrCon.com. You can click on the blog. All the previous episodes are stored there as well. We're also on YouTube, where all the episodes are recorded and stored on our YouTube channel at Dr. Peter Khan. Am I right? Dr. Peter Khan. Peter Khan DC. One of those. Okay? So just Google my name. The only bald-headed Chinese guy with my name on YouTube. Okay? So these are the hormone imbalance that can also lead to leaky gut. But when you have hormone imbalance, you always want to ask, why is my hormone out of balance in the first place? Instead of just taking the hormone, ask the reason, why is it that I need hormone? Why am I not making enough? Address that before you take the hormones, okay? All right, the next cause of leaky gut will be neurological. Neurological. Okay? So what that means, you can have brain influences that can cause leaky gut. If you have brain trauma, like in a concussion, if you ever banged your head from a car accident or a sports injury, or you got in a fight, if you have concussion, that can actually cause leaky gut. Okay? Traumatic brain injury. Really, well, that's what concussion is. A concussion is a traumatic brain injury, like what football players would have, like combat veterans who are in war, experience a blast injury where they get concussed. That can cause leaky gut. So your brain has a lot to do with the gut, because your gut is a second brain. And it's a brain to gut axis where there's a two-way communication between the brain and the gut. When the brain's injured, the gut becomes inflamed. When the gut's inflamed, the brain will become foggy. They affect each other. You can't address one without the other. This is very overlooked in both conventional medicine and natural alternative medicine. Basically, they ignore the brain's role in gut function. It's very important. Another thing with the brain is neurodegeneration. Neurodegeneration. So this will be like Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, dementia. If your brain's degenerating, that means you're losing brain cells at a faster rate than aging. You're losing your brain cells at a faster rate, or before its time. So it's not to do with aging, it has to do with brain degeneration. Okay, so having low thyroid status can cause brain degeneration. Having leaky gut and chronic inflammation can also cause brain degeneration. Having toxicity issues can cause brain degeneration. Gluten sensitivity has been known to cause degeneration in the brain. Sugar or pre-diabetic tendencies or diabetes, high blood sugar, is known to cause neurodegeneration. So there's a lot of causes for neurodegeneration, such as Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson. Got to address the cause, which may be sugar issues, blood sugar, maybe food sensitivity, maybe toxicity issues, heavy metal toxins, and maybe even infections. We know that herpes simplex infection can actually burrow themselves into neurological tissue, right? That's what shingles. Shingles is herpes zoster virus burrowing themselves into the nerve root, causing blister outbreak and a dermatomal distribution as well as pain. So these herpes virus can get into neurological systems, and that's been shown that people with herpes simplex antibodies can have increased neurodegeneration. Okay, so there's tests we do for that. And then last but not least is vagus nerve. If you have decreased vagus nerve function, vagus nerve is the nerve that goes from your brainstem that goes all the way down into the digestive tract to innervate the digestive muscles, right? Because in your digestive tract, it's muscles, smooth muscle that contract to push food along. That's called gastric motility. The vagus nerve gives that innervation to the intestinal muscle so you can push food through. If you have decreased vagus nerve function, then that means that nerve innervation to the gut is decreased. That means you can't push food through, then you're not going to digest well. That can also lead to leaky gut also. Okay? Last but not least, remember I talked about the 7 categories? We have 6. So I'm not going to leave you hanging. Got you the 7th, and that's metabolic. So this is the metabolic cause of leaky gut. So this will include advanced glycated end product. What the heck is that? We also call that AGE. Literally, it ages you because this advanced glycated end product is a metabolic byproduct of high blood sugar, of blood sugar metabolism. So if you have high blood sugar, as in pre-diabetic tendency or diabetic already, if you have high blood sugar, you're going to have high amounts of AGE. And this compound is very inflammatory. It damages your gut lining. It damages your brain. Remember earlier I said if you have high blood sugar, that can lead to neurodegeneration. This guy will cause neurodegeneration. In fact, Alzheimer's disease has been linked so much with high blood sugar and insulin resistance that Alzheimer's disease now is called diabetes type 3. There's type 1, which is autoimmune diabetes. There's type 2, which is your adult onset diabetes from just having blood sugar that's out of control because you poor diet and lifestyle choices. And then you have type 3 diabetes, which is Alzheimer's disease as a consequence of having blood sugar that's too high on a chronic long-term basis. So this not only causes brain degeneration, but also, remember brain degeneration can cause leaky gut, but this by itself can cause leaky gut. Okay? Blood sugar is a big problem. It's a very most common problem out there. Everybody's trying to jump to taking some kind of hormone. Ooh, I just need some testosterone. Ooh, I just need some estrogen. Fix your blood sugar, folks. Fix your blood sugar. Next metabolic factor is inflammatory cytokine. Inflammatory cytokine. That means these are chemical messengers that trigger inflammation. Another way to say it is just inflammation. These are triggers of inflammation. So when you're inflamed, that inflammation can also cause leaky gut as well. Last but not least, if you have autoimmune disease of any type, then that's going to make you more predisposed to having leaky gut. So if you have Hashimoto's, thyroid problem, if you have celiac disease, for sure, if you have rheumatoid arthritis, if you have lupus, you have ulcerative colitis, you have any form of autoimmune disease, your chance for causing or having leaky gut is much greater. In fact, for the rest of your life, you're more prone to having leaky gut. Remember, leaky gut is not like a static thing. It's not like a bullet wound. Oh, I have a bullet wound. I took the bullet out. I no longer have the bullet wound. No, it's not like that. You can redevelop this. It waxes and wings. It comes and goes. You can have flare-ups. So just because you did something to fix leaky gut doesn't mean it's duct tape for the rest of your life. You're never going to have leaky gut again. I mean, you can re-exacerbate it because guess what the causes are? Just look at this. What does that look like? All these triggers, it looks like living in the United States of America. That's what it looks like, right? With the food and the processing of food, the medications and the toxins, with the infections, with the stress that suppresses your immune system so that you get these infections, with a hormone imbalance because of the stress and these toxicity issues, with the neurological issues and these metabolic issues. You wonder, how can people not have leaky gut? It's common, folks. Leaky gut is extremely common. I mean, if you just look at this list, go ahead and check off if you're eating one of these foods. Go and check off if you're on some kind of medication. If you're exposed to any toxin, you say, well, I'm not exposed to any toxin. How do you know? You must test. If you live in America, you're exposed to toxin. It's without a doubt. We're exposed to toxins. Maybe some of you have some kind of infection in the past or currently. Maybe there's stress going on. Who doesn't have stress? I don't. Right. Not. Hormone imbalance, neurological issues, and these issues, inflammation. I mean, it's common, folks. So you must start by not only healing the leaky gut, but identify the sources of leaky gut. And there may be multiple sources because a person may have gluten and casein sensitivity and have blood sugar problem and have low thyroid and have infection and is exposed. So in that case, there's got to be a roadmap. How do we go in and clean this up? Right? So you got to be able to have a logical way of doing this without, okay, let's fix everything, because you can't fix everything, but you can fix one thing at a time. Okay? So hopefully this helps you. And this Tuesday we have thyroid solution workshop. No, autoimmune solution workshop. This week is autoimmune solution. Tuesday at 5:30. If you haven't been to it, what the heck are you waiting for? come to the workshop. It's a no cost to you. I promise you I deliver value. It's a 1 hour long. This show is half hour. Imagine 1 hour how much value bombs I'm going to drop. And I drop a bunch of value bombs, okay? And next Tuesday, is it Tuesday? Next Tuesday, we have the thyroid solution workshop. That's also one of our most popular workshops. If you haven't been, please come. And then next Saturday, December 2nd, I'm actually going to be at Natural Grocers. 3 different locations, folks. I'm coming out to you. So if you haven't met me, you haven't had a chance to come into the office, you want to go do some shopping, Natural Grocer is this national chain of grocery store that sell only organic product. Everything in the store is organic. Produce, meats, everything. So it's a great store. Come and listen to me deliver on the 5 foods that heal and the 5 foods that hurt leaky gut, that cause leaky. So I'm talking about leaky gut in more detail. Okay, the foods that heal, foods that hurt, and how you can help yourself with that. So now, just so you know, today is also the last day of our Black Friday sale. Okay, so on our online store on neurometabolicsupplements.com, you can get 15% off. Use the code Black Friday. So Black Friday is the code. Use it at neurometabolicsupplements.com. I'll put the link right on this post right here. But this is your last day to save 15%. And I'm going to tell you, it'll be a while before you save 15% again. We don't have sales that much often. And every time you have a sale, you need to stock up. Okay, so if you already order, can you use it again? One-time use, or you can use it multiple times? Okay, so if you already order on our online store and you say, you know what, I'm going to stock up, or I'm going to get something for my friends or family for a Christmas present, that'd be a great idea. Then you can use the code again. The code expires at the end of today, 12 o'clock midnight. So you can place multiple orders if you need to. Like I said, our product will make a great present. If you're wondering, what do I give to my family members? Give them the gift of health. Give them bone broth. Give them our neurometabolic meal. Give them a gut repair starter kit to fix leaky gut. So many great gift ideas. And there's videos on our website that explain to you what are these products for, how to use them. So if you have any questions, you can email us. You can watch these shows. I'm here to give you information, give you value, give you content that is going to help you. So with that said, I want to thank you all for watching. If I don't see you before Thanksgiving, have a happy Thanksgiving. I got some big announcement coming tomorrow about a new workshop. I'm going to be coming to the West Valley. But I'll tell you more about that tomorrow. Okay, so see you next Monday at the Ask Dr. Khan show. Take care.